about to talk about ratios, and in plumbing it's pretty important because getting wastewater away from a property is probably one of the main parts to having a safe environment or having a safe place to live. So the wastewater, we try to lay our drains with fall, and the fall that we have for a 100mm pipe would be 1 in 60. So that's a ratio. 1 in 60, right? So the easiest way, there's many different ways of finding the formula to work out how many millimetres that is. For me, the easiest way is when we get a ratio like that, we add a 0 this side, we add a 0 this side. The goal is to get this side to the thousands. At the moment we've got 600. So it's 10mm in 600. But if we add a 0 here, and we add another one here, that then becomes 100mm in 6,000mm, or 6 metres. Alright? So that's how much fall we need as a minimum, if it's 1 in 60. Right? So, that being the case, when we lay our drains, we've got our pipe, like so, and the top of the pipe is called a soffit. And the bottom of the pipe is called the invert. All our measurements are taken from the invert. Now, we need to remember that the reason why 1 in 60 is a key measurement for us, or a key ratio, is the fact that it allowed for the pipe to self-clean. So in other words, when we let the water go, any solids that are in the pipe, if it's too flat, the water will go and leave the solids behind. But at 1 in 60, the water and the solids will move out together. So it self-cleans. So that's why it's very important to get them, that's the minimum grade. We can have more fall than that, but that's the minimum. So we've got 100mm in 6,000. Now the way to work this out is we divide the small number, the 100mm, we're going to ask someone to do it.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
By 6,000. Now this will give us exactly how many millimetres per metre that we need. So just go 0.1.
0.1.
Yeah, or just go 100 divided by
6,000.
6,000. What do you got?
0.01666.
So the answer is
0.016.
And what keeps coming?
6.
So it's 6 reoccurring.
Yeah.
So if we look at it like that, that is the hundreds. So that's 16mm, 0.6. And the ratio that they tell us, if it's a percentage, is 1.65%. Which also works out to 16.5mm per metre. So once we've established that, so any ratio you like, you can do it this way and you find out how many millimetres. So we'll get rid of that one. And we'll get rid of that one. And the only reason we've got that one is so that we know that it's 16.5. So really, if you rounded it up, it'd be 17mm per metre. So we've got 35 metres, so we have 35 metres of drain. We would have times 0.0165. If we were to multiply that out, what have we got?
0.5775.
0.575. So what that's telling us is, that's how much fall we need on our pipe, right? So what you need to remember is this. At the top end of the drain, there's our drain there. we've got 100 millimetres of sand approximately. Right, we've got the width of our pipe, which is another 100. And then we've got a minimum of 300 cover for a drainage pipe. So at the top end of the drain, we've got 300, 400, 500 mil. So if we start with the base here, 500 plus 100, okay, so call the bottom of the trench 600 at the top end, 600 deep. That's what when we get the excavator in, that's what we're going to do. Then, when we've got the point over here somewhere, so there's the main sewer main, we've got our junction coming off, comes up, the riser comes up, there's the top of the riser, which is usually at ground level, and we've got our junction, how far down, so assuming it's a flat block, because you've got to allow for fall on the block if there's fall, but if there's no fall and it's a flat block, 600 down from there, say going to be there. Then we've got to add, what was it? This number here, 575. So at the bottom end of our drain, our invert, where our junction comes off, is 600 there, 575 there, which gives us what, 1175. So our invert on our pipe, the bottom of our pipe here at the junction, is going to be 1175 millimetres below ground level. So that way we know where the invert of our pipe's going to be at the bottom end of our drain and where it's going to be at the top end of our drain. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
So when I look at the truck in the morning at the plumber supplies, and I've got how many lengths of pipe? So 6 is a 36, so there'll be 6 lengths of pipe. 6 lengths of pipe, just as a quick cross reference, at 100 millimetres per length is 600 mil, and we're after 575. So there's a quick double check. All right? Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Easy way to work out your ratios. If it was 1 in 40, which is another key measurement that we do, how would we do it? 100 there,
4,000.
4,000, 100 and 4,000, so 100 divided by 4,000 equals
0.025.
0.025, which is 25 millimetres per metre. So it doesn't matter, does it, what the ratio is? That's the quickest way to work it out, for me. There are other mathematical ways. If you want to go down that track, that's fine. But this is the quickest way I've learned how to do it. Okay, that's it, boys. I hope that helps.